As you know, the pool is a new space online for women, and because of that I wanted to ask you about your life online. How much of your life do you live there?
Well, my biog on my books and stuff says Caitlin Moran is 39 years old and lives with her husband and 2 children on Twitter, and that is pretty much true. I mean, as far as I know, everybody does. Like, when you wake up, the first thing you do is you check Twitter, ostensibly to see if a news story has broken that you need to be informed about, but actually to see if the last thing that you tweeted last night has been retweeted once America have woken up. And then you go to Facebook, and then you come back to Twitter, and then you go back to Facebook again, and then you check the Daily Mail sidebar of shame to see if anyone's got fat or got a bad toe that I need to get angry about. Then I might start doing some work after 2 hours of that, and then there'll be a lunch during which I have to do the online, and then every time I go to the toilet I will check. And I mean, I actually don't understand when I write at all. I live on these places.
Can I take you back to a time when you were a one-horned demon on horseback called
Yes.
Lord Venger? I believe that was your first online alias.
I lived online on that pseudonym for 2 years, and then one day, I can't quite remember how, but someone found out that I was a woman, and they found out that I was me, and they sort of vaguely knew of me. And within 20 seconds, I got the first comment about what a fat, unshaggable bitch I was. Like, literally, someone who'd been laughing at all my jokes just went, "Oh, well, now I know it's Caitlin Moran. I'm imagining her thread veins popping every time she laughs at one of her own jokes that she's posted." And it was like, it was one of those moments where kind of, there's points in your life where you suddenly don your feminist glasses and you're just like, everything burns now, I see the truth, oh no, I've been pretending that it's not a horrible sexist world, but it is, I've got my feminist, it burns. And that was a big it burns moment. It was,
It also sounds like a thumbnail of the internet experience for you, you know, joy and yet so much sadness.
Yes. Well, I believe in, I mean, I've gone through a whole cycle on the internet. I mean, I spend all my time there. I mean, my main belief was, well, first of all, if you're a writer, if there's an arena where you're just words, which is what the internet is, then you become powerful, finally. So I felt very comfortable there. And also, one of the key things that I'd always thought for women as a feminist is that we just need a space. There's no point in trying to encroach on things that men have already built, because they built it for men. And it's just a needless, exhausting, vituperative argument to go, give me space, give me woman's space in a man place. We just need to go away and make our own thing. I'm a separatist in that respect.
And a structuralist, so it's a place where you can build new structures.
In a completely different way. You know, I think men and women do need different mediums, and we communicate in different ways. I think one of the reasons why Twitter's got really overheated is it's built in a very male way, kind of like, you know, it's very penetrative. Like, kind of one of the reasons that people get really angry on Twitter is that if you're following someone, those messages are so small that you don't have a chance to reject it. It gets shot straight into your head. You know, everything that someone tweets goes straight, the whole sentence just goes straight into your head. And so you're constantly being adrenalized and shocked by these bullets of thought. And that's why people get really, that's why it's quite fight or flight on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I think if a woman had designed a communication platform, it would be very different.
I mean, obviously online's a complicated landscape, but it seems to me that it is a kind of example of what's going on a larger scale in feminism, because on the one hand, it seems like we're kind of fighting for very basic freedoms for women, while simultaneously trying to debate the nuances of complex arguments, say language. So you've kind of got this situation where you've got these very basic things like, I don't want to be harassed and abused and threatened online, but you've also got this kind of nuanced argument about, let's work out how we talk about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, well, it's the thing that because I've seen a lot of people, because, I mean, there's two things. Undoubtedly, online has fueled this massive wave of feminism we've got now. You know, some of the most notable advances in human rights have been in this country using Twitter. The Daughters of Eve anti-FGM campaign with Layla Hussein and Nimco Ali, you know, it was all over the front pages of newspapers. You know, they've changed legislation. They've got, you know, they mounted the first prosecution against it. And similarly, Laura Bates's Everyday Sexism, you know, just kind of, there's so many men who were just going, sexism doesn't exist anymore. And she just started retweeting things that women had said to them to that day. Massive campaigns that have changed things. So it's been very useful in that way. It's definitely changed things. But what we have to understand is that we're still in the very early days of social media. This is the first time the world has been able to talk to the world unmediated. And I think we're in our toddler phase with online at the moment. This is the kind of testing our strength and smashing things up phase. And it will mature. But the world has never been able to talk to itself like this before. So we're having to learn and there is no leader. There's no daddy of the internet. There's no mummy of the internet to come and sort it out. It's like the magic roundabout in Swindon. You know, everybody's just driving all these cars of opinion around, trying not to crash into each other. And given how many people there are online, it's actually astonishing. It's not worse.